Have you ever stopped to wonder what truly holds you back from becoming the best version of yourself? It's not your circumstances, not the people around you, nor the challenges life throws your way. The answer lies within. It's the excuses you make, the moments of hesitation, the emotions that control you, and the silent battles you fight in your mind. These are the invisible chains that keep you from reaching your full potential. But what if you could break free? What if you could silence those excuses, Massachusetts, stir your emotions, and develop the discipline to conquer every obstacle in your path? I imagine a life where every action you take is deliberate, every choice aligns with your goals, and every setback becomes fuel for your growth. This is not just a dream, it's a reality that begins with understanding and mastering yourself. The road to greatness is not paved with comfort or fleeting motivation. It's built on resilience, discipline, and the ability to endure when things get tough. If you're curious to uncover the secrets of self-mastery, to learn how to transform challenges into opportunities, and to discover the strength that lies dormant within you, keep reading. This isn't just about discipline, emotions, or endurance. It's about becoming the warrior of your own life. The journey ahead will challenge you, but the rewards are immeasurable. Are you ready to take the first step? 1. The death of excuses. You wake up to the soft glow of morning light, your alarm ringing with purpose. Yet, instead of rising, you linger, sinking back into the comfort of your bed. A voice whispers in your mind, "Just 5 more minutes." This voice, so subtle yet so deceitful, is the voice of excuses. It is the silent thief of your potential, the poison that seeps into your discipline, and the weight that anchors you to mediocrity. Excuses are seductive. They offer comfort, a temporary escape from effort, and a false sense of safety. "I'll start tomorrow," you tell yourself. "I'm too tired," you reason. But each excuse you entertain is a step backward, a betrayal of your higher self. Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic emperor, once wrote, "You have power over your not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Yet, excuses rob you of this power. They are not just words. They are chains that bind you to the version of yourself you are desperately trying to outgrow. To kill the weak version of yourself, you must declare war on excuses. Recognize them for what they are: illusions. They are not barriers, but shadows of fear and hesitation. The moment an excuse arises, act. Action is the antidote to weakness. When you feel too tired to exercise, drop to the floor and do 1 push-up. When you hesitate to start a task, take 1 small step forward. The secret lies in memento mori. You begin, the resistance fades, and the strong version of yourself takes control. Think of your excuses as weeds in a garden. Left unchecked, they will spread, choking the life out of your potential. But with each excuse, you prune, you clear the way for growth. Every time you reject the temptation to delay, you strengthen your discipline. Each small victory compounds, building a fortress of resilience within you. This is the essence of Stoicism: mastering the self, Missouri meant by moment, Delaware scission by decision. Consider this practical example. You've set a goal to wake up at 5 a.m. to work on a personal project. The alarm rings, and your first instinct is to hit snooze. In that, you face a choice. Do you succumb to the excuse, or do you rise and take action? If you rise, you win the first battle of the day, setting the tone for every decision that follows. If you snooze, you train your mind to hesitate, to negotiate with laziness. The Stoics remind us that strength is forged in discomfort. The more you act in defiance of excuses, the more you reshape your identity. You become someone who acts, not someone who waits. You become someone who moves forward, not someone who lingers in the silent grip of procrastination. So, the next time an excuse whispers in your mind, silence it with action. Do not give it space to grow. Let your deeds, not your doubts, Delaware fine you. Remember, every excuse you reject is a step toward freedom, strength, and the person you were destined to become. 2. Discipline over motivation. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes like the tides, unpredictable, unreliable, and often absent when you need it most. It whispers promises of energy and inspiration, but vanishes the moment the path becomes difficult. Discipline, however, is different. It is the silent force that remains steadfast, unshaken by emotions or circumstances. Discipline does not wait for the perfect moment or the right feeling. It simply acts. The truth is, success is not built on bursts of inspiration. It is built on consistency. Those who achieve their goals are not the ones who feel motivated every day. They are the ones who show up no matter what. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You must build up your life, action by action, and be content if each one achieves its goal as far as possible." This is the essence of discipline, taking small, deliberate actions every day, regardless of how you feel. Motivation may light the spark, but it is discipline that keeps the fire burning. When you rely solely on motivation, you become a slave to your emotions, waiting for the right mood to strike before you act. But discipline frees you from this dependence. It gives you control over your actions, allowing you to move forward even when the world feels heavy, even when doubt creeps in. Consider this. A student has a goal of acing their final exams. At first, they feel motivated, excited by the possibilities of success. But as the weeks go on, the excitement fades. The material feels overwhelming, the effort exhausting. If they rely on motivation alone, they will falter. But if they rely on discipline, studying a little every day, even when they'd rather do something else, they will succeed. Or think of an artist working on a masterpiece. They don't wait for inspiration to strike. They sit down at the canvas day after day, putting in the work, even when it feels tedious or uninspired. Each stroke of the brush, no matter how small, brings them closer to their vision. This is the power of discipline. It transforms effort into progress, even in the absence of motivation. Discipline is not about extraordinary effort. It is about small, consistent choices, waking up on time, saying no to distractions, doing the work even when it feels hard. These choices, repeated over time, build momentum. They create a foundation of strength and resilience that no fleeting feeling can match. So, the next time you feel unmotivated, remember, you don't need motivation to act. You need discipline. Choose to move forward even when it's uncomfortable. Choose to do the work even when you don't feel like it. Over time, these choices will define you. As Epictetus reminds us, no man is free who is not master of himself. Discipline is that mastery. It is the key to freedom and the foundation of true success. Motivation may fade, but discipline endures. Let it guide you, and you'll discover that progress is not something you wait for, it's something you create. 3. The greatest battle is with yourself. The greatest battle you will ever fight is not against an external enemy. It is not against the opinions of others, the obstacles of the world, or even the unpredictability of life itself. Your greatest enemy lives within you. It is the weak, fearful, and undisciplined version of yourself. This battle is silent, fought in the quiet recesses of your mind, yet its outcome determines everything about the life you lead. The weak self seeks comfort, avoids challenges, and clings to excuses. It is the voice that tells you to procrastinate, to give in to fear, or to settle for mediocrity. It thrives on your hesitation, feeding on your doubts and insecurities. This version of you is not evil. It is simply a reflection of your untrained mind, a product of years of habits that prioritize ease over effort. But left unchecked, it will drag you down into a life of regret, where potential is wasted and dreams remain unrealized. On the other side of this internal battlefield stands the disciplined warrior within you. This is the part of you that craves growth, seeks greatness, and refuses to be ruled by fleeting emotions or temptations. It is the version of yourself that rises early to pursue your goals, that pushes through discomfort, and that acts with purpose even when motivation is nowhere to be found. This warrior is not born overnight. It is forged through daily battles, small victories, and relentless self-awareness. To grow, you must conquer the temptations that hold you back. Temptations are not just external, they are the internal urges to take dropped image, battle within.jpg, take the easy path, to indulge in distractions, or to avoid the hard truths about yourself. Growth demands that you face these temptations head-on. When the urge to procrastinate arises, take action immediately. When fear whispers that you are not good enough, silence it with effort. Each time you resist temptation, you strengthen the disciplined version of yourself. Negative emotions are another adversary in this battle. Anger, jealousy, fear, and self-doubt cloud your judgment and weaken your resolve. The Stoics taught us that while we cannot control external events, we can control how we respond to them. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." When anger arises, Pennsylvania use and reflect. When fear takes hold, question its validity. By mastering your emotions, you take away their power to control you. Procrastination is perhaps the most subtle and dangerous enemy of all. It disguises itself as harmless a small delay, a task postponed for later. But over time, it becomes a habit, chaining you to inaction. The antidote to procrastination is simple. Act now. Do not wait for the perfect moment, because it will never come. The disciplined self knows that progress is made in the present, not in some distant future. This battle with yourself is not won in a single day. It is a lifelong journey, a process of daily self-improvement and relentless effort. There will be days when the weak self gains ground, when fear and doubt seem overwhelming. But each time you choose discipline over comfort, action over hesitation, and growth over stagnation, you take a step closer to becoming the strongest version of yourself. The greatest victories are not the ones the world sees, they are the silent battles fought within. Conquer yourself, and you will find that no external challenge can ever defeat you. 4. Hardship is your ally. Hardship is not the enemy, it is the crucible in which strength is forged. Every challenge, every moment of pain is a silent teacher, offering lessons that comfort could never provide. While the weak seek to avoid suffering, the strong understand that hardship is the path to growth. It is not a punishment but a test, a chance to refine yourself and uncover the depths of your resilience. Pain is inevitable. Life, by its very nature, is filled with moments that test your patience, resolve, and character. Yet, as the Stoics remind us, suffering is a choice. When hardship arrives, you have two paths before you: to resent it and let it weaken you, or to endure it and let it strengthen you. Epictetus once said, "Difficulties are things that show a person who they truly are." The way you respond to adversity reveals the essence of your character. Think of a blade being sharpened. The metal must endure friction, heat, and pressure to become something greater than it once was. Without this process, it remains dull, incapable of fulfilling its purpose. You too are shaped by the trials you face. The moments of struggle, though painful, are what prepare you for the challenges ahead. They teach you patience, discipline, and the ability to persevere when the odds seem insurmountable. Strong people do not run from hardship, they embrace it. They see suffering not as a curse, but as an opportunity to grow. When life becomes difficult, they do not ask, "Why me?" Instead, they ask, "What can I learn from this?" This mindset transforms pain into power. It allows you to take control of your circumstances rather than being controlled by them. Consider the story of an athlete training for a marathon. Every mile they run pushes their body to its limits. The muscles ache, the lungs burn, and the mind begs for rest. Yet, with each step, they grow stronger. The pain they endure during training is the very thing that prepares them for the race. Without it, they would never reach the finish line. In the same way, the hardships you face are your training ground. They prepare you for the greater challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. Hardship also teaches you the art of endurance. To endure is not merely to serve, it is to remain steadfast in the face of difficulty, to continue moving forward even when the path is steep and the weight is heavy. This endurance builds an unshakable inner strength. It allows you to confront future challenges with confidence, knowing that you have already overcome so much. When hardship comes, do not resist it. Face it with courage and use it as a tool to train yourself. Let it refine you, just as fire refines gold. Remember, the strongest trees are those that grow in the harshest conditions. Their roots dig deeper, their trunks grow sturdier, and their branches reach higher. You are no different. Pain is inevitable, but how you respond to it defines who you become. Let hardship be your OLE, not your FOE. Embrace it, endure it, and emerge stronger, Wisconsin, sir, and more resilient than before. 5. Mastering your emotions. Weakness is not in feeling emotions, is in letting them control you. Strong people experience the same anger, fear, and sadness as everyone else, but they don't let these feelings dictate their actions. Instead, they pause, reflect, and choose their response. Mastering your emotions is not about suppressing them, it's about understanding them and using them wisely. Take this story. A manager at a busy company is in a meeting when a team member makes a harsh, unfair comment about their leadership. Anger flares up instantly, and the urge to retaliate is strong. But instead of snapping back, the manager pauses. They take a deep breath, calm the storm inside, and respond with clarity. I understand your concerns. Let's discuss this further after the meeting. Later, in private, they address the issue calmly and resolve it without escalating the tension. That moment of restraint saved their reputation and strengthened the team's trust. This is the power of emotional mastery. Anger, fear, or frustration can easily push you to make impulsive choices you might regret. A harsh word spoken in anger can break relationships. Fear can paralyze you, stopping you from taking opportunities. But emotions, as overwhelming as they seem, are not commands. They are signals, pointing to something deeper. When you feel anger, ask yourself, what is this anger trying to tell me? Is it a sign of a boundary crossed? An injustice? By understanding its cause, you can respond thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher, said it best: you have power over your not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Think of emotions as waves in the ocean. You cannot stop the waves, but you can learn to surf. A person who lacks emotional control is like a small boat, round by every wave. But someone who masters their emotions is like a skilled sailor, steady and composed, navigating through even the roughest waters. Mastering your emotions does not mean ignoring or burying them. Suppressing emotions only leads to resentment and inner conflict. Instead, acknowledge them. When fear arises, see it as a signal to prepare. When sadness visits, let it remind you of what truly matters. When joy comes, embrace it fully and let it fuel your spirit. This skill takes practice. It requires patience and self-awareness, but the rewards are immense. Emotional mastery gives you the clarity to make better decisions, the strength to handle challenges, and the grace to maintain harmony in your relationships. It transforms you from a reactive person into a deliberate one. Remember, emotions are not your enemies, they are your allies when understood and controlled. They are there to inform you, not to command you. In mastering your emotions, you win the silent battles within, and with each victory, you take a step closer to living a life of purpose, strength, and freedom. 6. Self-respect through discipline. Self-respect is not something given by others, nor is it found in their applause or approval. It is earned in the quiet, often silent, moments when you honor the promises you have made to yourself. It is built through discipline, unshakable commitment to live by your principles, even when no one is watching. True self-respect is not a performance for others. It is a private relationship with yourself, one that grows stronger with every act of integrity and consistency. In a world obsessed with recognition, it is easy to fall into the trap of seeking validation from others. Social media, accolades, Colorado, Paris, and Saul, of these create the illusion that your worth is tied to how others perceive you. But this is a fragile foundation. The applause of others is fleeting, and the moment it fades, you are left with nothing but the echo of their approval. Self-respect, on the other hand, is unshackable because it is rooted in something deeper, the knowledge that you are living in alignment with your values. Keeping your promises to yourself is the cornerstone of self-respect. When you set a goal, whether it is to wake up earlier, exercise regularly, or pursue a skill, and you follow through, you send a powerful message to yourself. I can be trusted. This trust is the foundation of inner worth. Conversely, when you break promises to yourself, you erode that trust. You begin to doubt your own reliability, and with it, your sense of self-respect diminishes. Consider the discipline of an artist who commits to their craft. Day after day, they show up to create, even when inspiration is absent, even when progress feels slow. They are not seeking applause, they are seeking mastery. Every brushstroke, every note, every word they write is an act of self-respect, a promise kept. They are not comparing their journey to others. They are focused on becoming better than they were yesterday. This is the essence of true discipline, doing the work for its own sake, not for external validation. Comparison is another enemy of self-respect. When you measure yourself against others, you lose sight of your own path. You begin to chase their goals instead of your own, and in doing so, you betray yourself. The Stoics remind us to focus on what we can, control our actions, our choices, our principles. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own." Stop seeking worth in the eyes of others and start building it within yourself. Living by principles is the ultimate act of self-respect. When you hold yourself to a standard, whether it is honesty, kindness, or perseverance, and act consistently, you create a sense of inner worth that no one can take away. This consistency is not easy. It requires discipline, especially in moments of temptation or doubt. But with every choice to stay true to your principles, you strengthen the foundation of your self-respect. Self-respect is not loud or boastful. It is silent, steady, and deeply personal. It grows in the quiet moments when you choose discipline over comfort, principles over convenience, and growth over stagnation. Focus on improving yourself, not for the attention of others, but for the fulfillment of becoming the person you were meant to be. When you live with discipline and integrity, you will find that self-respect is not something you need to seek, it is something you naturally possess. 7. The art of endurance. True strength is not loud. It does not seek validation, nor demand recognition. It resides in the silent ability to endure hardship without complaint, to carry the weight of life's challenges with grace and resilience. Endurance is not the absence of struggle, but the mastery of it, the quiet determination to keep moving forward, even when the path is steep and the burden heavy. Life is filled with trials that test your resolve. There are moments when the world feels unkind, when the weight of your responsibilities seems unbearable, and when every step forward feels like a battle. In these moments, endurance is your greatest ally. It is the voice that whispers, "Keep going," when everything else tells you to give up. It is the unshakable belief that no matter how difficult the present may be, it is temporary, and you are capable of rising above it. Developing endurance requires patience, a willingness to embrace discomfort and persist through adversity. This is not easy in a world that glorifies instant gratification and quick results. But the truth is, growth happens in the struggle. Just as a tree grows stronger by standing firm against the wind, you grow stronger by pushing yourself beyond your limits every day. Endurance is built in the moments when you choose to persist despite the pain, when you silence the inner voice that urges you to quit. Think of an athlete training for a marathon. Each run tests their body and mind, pushing them into discomfort. The temptation to stop, to rest, is ever present, but they endure. With every step, their muscles grow stronger, their lungs more capable, and their mind more resilient. This process is not glamorous, it is filled with sweat, fatigue, and doubt. Yet, it is precisely this struggle that prepares them for the race. The same is true for life. The hardships you endure today are not obstacles. They are the training ground for the strength you will need tomorrow. Complaining, on the other hand, weakens endurance. When you focus on the unfairness of your circumstances, you lose sight of your ability to overcome them. Complaints drain your energy and reinforce a mindset of helplessness. Instead, channel that energy into action. Accept what you cannot control and focus on what you can. As Epictetus wisely said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Your endurance is not determined by the challenges you face, but by the attitude you bring to them. Endurance is not just about surviving, it is about thriving in adversity. It is about proving to yourself day by day that you are stronger than you thought. Push yourself a little further each day, whether it is by taking on a difficult task, facing a fear, or simply staying calm in the face of frustration. These small acts of endurance compound over time, transforming you into someone who can withstand even the fiercest storms. True strength lies in the quiet resolve to endure without complaint. It is the art of facing life's challenges with patience, persistence, and grace. When you embrace endurance, you discover that hardship is not something to be feared, but something to be mastered, and in mastering it, you uncover a strength within yourself that no challenge can ever take away. 8. The power of solitude. Weak people fear loneliness because they mistake it for emptiness. But strong people embrace solitude because they understand its transformative power. Solitude is not a void to be feared, it is a sanctuary where clarity is born, where the noise of the world fades, and where the silent voice of your inner self can finally be heard. In the stillness, you confront who you are, sharpen your mind, and shape your goals with purpose and precision. The modern world thrives on distraction. From the constant buzz of notifications to the endless stream of entertainment, silence has become rare and uncomfortable. Many avoid being alone because it forces them to face their thoughts, their fears, and their flaws. But it is in these moments of solitude that growth begins. When you strip away the distractions, you are left with the raw truth of who you are. This truth, though uncomfortable at times, is the foundation of self-awareness. Solitude is where you find clarity. In the absence of external noise, your mind becomes a quiet lake, reflecting your true thoughts and emotions. You begin to see what truly matters, what drives you, and what holds you back. It is in these silent moments that you can ask yourself the questions that truly matter. Am I living the life I want? Am I acting in alignment with my values? What do I need to change? These reflections, though simple, are profound. They guide you toward a life of purpose and authenticity. Think of the great thinkers, Arkansasists, and leaders throughout history. Many of them sought solitude not as an escape, but as a tool for creation and self-mastery. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher, wrote his meditations in solitude, reflecting deeply on his actions and principles. He understood that silence was not a weakness, but a strength, a space to refine thoughts and cultivate wisdom. As he wrote, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." Solitude is also where you cultivate self-control. When you are alone, there is no one to impress, no external expectations to meet. You are free to act in alignment with your true self. This freedom allows you to develop discipline, to set goals that matter to you, and to work toward them without the influence of others. In solitude, you learn to rely on yourself, to find strength within rather than seeking it from external sources. Learning to enjoy quiet is a skill, one that requires practice and patience. Start small, set aside time each day to sit in silence, free from distractions. Use this time to reflect, journal, or simply breathe. Over time, you will find that these moments of solitude are not lonely but liberating. They become a source of strength, a space where you can recharge and refocus. The power of solitude lies in its ability to transform you. It is in the silent moments that you discover who you truly are what you truly want, and what you are capable of achieving. Embrace solitude not as an escape from the world, but as a journey inward, a journey that sharpens your mind, strengthens your character, and shapes your goals. When you learn to be comfortable in your own company, you unlock a strength that no external force can shake. 9. Controlling the chaos of the mind. Strong individuals understand that the mind is both a battlefield and a sanctuary. The way it is managed determines the quality of life. Chaos in the mind is natural, but it is not irreversible. By focusing on what can be controlled and letting go of what cannot, they transform their mind into a powerful ally rather than a relentless adversary. Consider this. A father comes home after a stressful day at work. The criticism from his boss still echoes in his mind, and he carries frustration and exhaustion with him. As he steps through the door, his young son accidentally spills a glass of water on the table. In that moment, the chaos in his mind erupts. Why does everything go wrong today? Or, why do I always have to deal with this? He lashes out, scolding his son, leaving the boy frightened and upset. But then, he pauses. He realizes his anger isn't truly about the spilled water, it's the unresolved tension from work that he has allowed to control him. He remembers the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your interpretation of it. Shifting his focus to what he can control, he apologizes to his son, cleans up the water, and spends time playing with him. In doing so, he transforms a negative moment into an opportunity for connection and self-mastery. This principle, focusing on what you can control, is simple but profound. You cannot control the actions of others, the circumstances you face, or the outcomes of every decision. But you can control your thoughts, your choices, and your responses. Worry and regret, on the other hand, are thieves of peace. They either chain you to fears of the future or replay mistakes of the past, creating a mental storm that leaves little room for clarity or action. When you focus instead on purposeful action, the chaos subsides and clarity emerges. Eliminating distractions is another critical step in taming the mind. In today's world, endless notifications, social media, and the pressure to do more clutter our mental space. Like a messy desk, a cluttered mind makes it hard to focus. Simplify your mental environment, set boundaries for distractions, say no to unnecessary commitments, and carve out moments of silence. In the absence of noise, clarity and purpose take root. A disciplined mind is not free from negative thoughts, but it knows which ones to entertain and which to dismiss. Consider an athlete training for competition. Doubts like, "What if I fail?" will arise, but instead of letting them dominate, the athlete redirects focus to their goals and progress. This mental discipline allows them to perform at their best, regardless of external pressures. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. The mind, when disciplined, becomes a fortress, strong and unshakable. Control the chaos within, and no external challenge will be insurmountable. 10. The warrior's mentality. Life is a battlefield. Every day, we are called to fight battles, some visible, others silent. These battles take place in our minds, in our relationships, at work, and within society. They test our resolve, our patience, and our will to persevere. But only those who are mentally, physically, and spiritually prepared can rise above the chaos and emerge victorious. The warrior's mentality is not about brute force. It is about mastering oneself, facing adversity with courage, and refusing to surrender to life's trials. A true warrior does not seek the easy path. They understand that growth comes not from comfort but from struggle. Hardship is not an enemy, it is a teacher. Consider the story of Abraham Lincoln, a man who faced countless failures before becoming one of the most revered leaders in history. He lost jobs, failed in business, and endured political defeats. Yet, he never gave up. His resilience and determination to improve himself turned his failures into stepping stones. Lincoln once said, "I am a slow walker, but I never walk back." This is the essence of the warrior's mentality. Progress, no matter how slow, is still progress. In the face of adversity, warriors do not complain or seek pity. They focus on what they can control: their mindset, their actions, and their responses. A father working 3 jobs to support his family, a student burning the midnight oil to chase their dreams, or a single mother juggling work and parenting all embody the warrior's spirit. They may not wear armor, but their silent battles are no less heroic. They remind us that true strength lies in persistence, not perfection. The warrior's mentality also demands discipline. Without it, even the strongest will falter. Discipline is the bridge between goals and achievement. As Aristotle said, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. A warrior wakes up early to train, not because it is easy, but because it is necessary. They prioritize their responsibilities, not because they are free of distractions, but because they have learned to silence them. They build habits that align with their purpose, understanding that small, consistent efforts lead to great victories. But being a warrior is not just about enduring hardships, it is about finding meaning in them. Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and renowned psychiatrist, wrote, "When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. Warriors do not waste energy lamenting what they cannot control. Instead, they adapt, grow, and transform. They see every challenge as an opportunity to become stronger, wiser, and more resilient." In relationships, the warrior's mentality means standing firm in loyalty and love, even when conflicts arise. In work, it means pushing through fatigue and frustration to deliver excellence. In society, it means standing up for what is right, even when it is unpopular. Warriors are not defined by their circumstances, but by their choices. They choose to fight when others retreat, to rise when others fall, and to persevere when others give up. Life will never stop testing us. The storms will come, the battles will rage, and the road will remain steep. But as Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." The warrior's mind is their greatest weapon, their discipline is their shield, and their courage is their guiding light. In the end, the warrior's mentality is not about winning every battle. It is about showing up every single day, with the determination to fight, to grow, and to never give up. This is the path of self-improvement, the path of true strength, and the path of the warrior. Life is a constant battle not with the world, but with yourself. The excuses you make, the emotions you let control you, the comfort you cling to, and the hardships you try to avoid. These are the barriers standing between you and the person you're destined to become. But here's the truth. Greatness is not given, it's earned. It's forged in discipline, carved through hardship, and strengthened by the choices you make every single day. Reject excuses and take action, even when it's uncomfortable. Build discipline, because motivation will not always be there. Embrace hardship as your greatest teacher, and let it mold you into someone stronger. Master your emotions, because they are signals, not commands. And above all, never stop fighting the silent battles within yourself. Remember, the greatest victory is not over others, but over the weaker version of yourself. Every small step forward, every moment of endurance, and every promise you keep to yourself is a step closer to your true potential. So, what's stopping you? The time to act is now. Start today, take control of your life, and transform into the warrior you were meant to be. If this message resonates with you, subscribe to the channel, share your thoughts in the comments, and join this journey of self-mastery. Together, let's inspire each other to rise above excuses, endure hardships, and unlock the strength within. Your best self is waiting. Go, claim it.